How was this? All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Beyond Baroque Literary Arts Center. Welcome to the Wanda Coleman Theater. My name is Quentin Ring. I am Beyond Baroque's executive director. First, we've got a big round of applause for our musicians, Logan Metz and Lincoln Mendell. They'll be playing a little bit later in the evening as well, so you'll get to hear some more. But we are here to celebrate tonight 2 new books from Walton Well Press. Karen Kevorkian's Here in My Body, It Feels Crowded. Yes. And a collaborative book by Gail Wronksy and Gronk, Born in a Barn on Venus. Yes. As I said, we're going to have some music. We're going to have some readings. I think Gronk is going to do some drawings for us as well. You might even walk away with a drawing if you're lucky. So, it's going to be a fun night. Before we get started, though, I want to say a few words about Beyond Baroque. I want to start by acknowledging our presence here on Tongva land. Beyond Baroque acknowledges the wrong done to indigenous peoples through settler colonialism, genocidal practices, and the violent dispossession of their land. As an arts organization, we are committed to uplifting indigenous writers, communities, their narratives, and their art. Beyond Baroque itself has been a space and a community dedicated to poets, writers, artists, and to the imaginative possibilities of language since 1968, making us 57 years old this year. Yes. It feels like an achievement sometimes, even if I wasn't around for all of it. We nurture literature and art through a variety of programs. We have a workshops program. Wednesday night poetry workshop in particular is very well known. It's been running continuously since 1969, every Wednesday. We have a Monday night fiction workshop. We have regular master classes, intensive seminars, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we have a reading and performance series right here in this theater. We have about 100 events a year, mostly poetry readings, but certainly performance art, film, dance, music, and sometimes programs that mix it all together, which is what we especially love to do. We do have some really exciting programs coming up. Tomorrow, we are actually introducing our new Linda J. Albertano Fellow, Nikki Ochoa. We established this fellowship last year, which supports emerging female and non-binary poets. And so Nikki is this year's winner. She's going to read tomorrow. And then we also have the opening for our new art exhibit in our Mike Kelly Gallery upstairs, which you can see just went up yesterday. It's called 7. It's a group show from artists on the west side of Los Angeles. On Sunday, we are going to be at Avenue 50 Studio across town, doing a program with 3 Salvadoran American poets, William Archila, Cynthia Guardado, and, Yvonne, who's the third poet? Remind me. Danelle Pineda, excuse me, yeah. That should be a really fun program. We don't get across town too often, and so it'll be fun if any of those on the east side for you to come and check us out over there. And the next weekend, we have the the International Poetry Film Festival, Los Angeles, which is the 4th year we've done this, and there's been a huge explosion in filmmaking around poems and poetry, poem-based films. And so we'll be showing a variety of films. On Friday night, the opening night, we'll be having a panel based on our newest anthology, Poetry Goes to the Movies, which is poets writing about film and cinema in Hollywood. That night, we'll have a panel with Suzanne Lummis, the editor, who I think is here somewhere, as well as Beth Ruscio, Elena Karina Byrne, and Harrison Ham. They're going to talk about the book. They're going to talk about how poetry intersects with cinema. And then on Saturday, we'll be showing a selection of films from around the world, some of which are really, really wonderful. So I encourage everyone to come back for that. And check out our website as well and our social media to see what else is coming up. We've got a lot of programs, and we really enjoy welcoming folks into the space. If you appreciate what we do, and if you want to support what we do, and if you want to give a middle finger to what is going on in this country right now, feel free to support us. This space, in the best of times, is very difficult to run. There's not a lot of money in the arts in the United States. Right now, it's considerably worse than that. We do have a membership program. It costs as little as $60 if you're a senior or a student, $75 an individual membership, $100 dual membership. We have levels above that. Helps keep the space running, helps us pay artists, and it helps really just support the wider community. I think we're seeing the consequences right now of not investing in literature, not investing in reading, not investing in the arts and culture and local communities. And so we encourage everyone to get involved with us or, with whatever art space is in your own community. It's very important. So I don't want to say too much more about Beyond Baroque, other than thank our staff who put a huge amount of work into this space and into this program. Eric Alberg, who's running things in the booth, Jimmy Vega, our associate director, Ivan Salinas, our programs manager, Genesis Perez, our bookstore and programs assistant, and Nick Foreman, who's our intern in the bookstore. They do a lot. Yes, please give them a round of applause. I'm going to just talk a little bit about each of our writers and performers, and then I'm going to bring up Theresia DeVrum, who's the publisher of Walton Well. So I'm going to introduce the writers now, so I won't do it later. But the first reader we're going to have is Karen Kevorkian, who is a native of San Antonio, who moved to San Francisco, but detoured to the East Coast before returning to California and working as an editor for the Fine Arts Museum of San Francisco, teaching poetry and fiction, writing workshops here in UCLA, and before that at the University of Virginia. Here in My Body, It Feels Crowded is her fourth poetry collection. Her poems are recently published in New American Writing, Volt's Four-Way Review, Taos Journal of Poetry, and many other journals. She has been awarded fellowships from the Jurassic Resident Artist Program, the UCross Foundation, the Malay Colony for the Arts, McDowell, and the Helen Wurlitzer Foundation. In Los Angeles, she was a board member for 7 years of Beyond Baroque Literary Arts Center. I've spent a lot of time with Karen. And is a founding member of the Glass Table Collective, publisher of What Books Press. She is a very dear friend, and so I'm very glad that we're going to be able to welcome her to the podium in just a little bit. After Karen, we'll have Gail Wronksy and Gronk, who will come and read and perform jointly. Gail Wronksy is the author, co-author, or translator of 15 books of poetry and prose, the recipient of an artist fellowship from the California Arts Council. She's a founding member of the Glass Table Artist Collective, and she lives in Topanga. She's also a former member of Beyond Baroque and also a very good friend. And then we also have Gronk, who is a Los Angeles painter, printmaker, muralist, and theater and performance artist, founding member of ASCO. Gronk collaborates with L.A. and Santa Fe Operas and the Kronos Quartet. His work is found in the Corcoran, Smithsonian, LACMA, and Riverside Museum's Cheech Marin collection. I love having Gronk here. It's like one of my favorite things when he comes and draws and hangs out with Gail. They're just like a great duo. So that's going to be fun. We'll also have some music throughout. I've said a lot. It's a fun program, so I had to say a lot. But here to say a few more words about the press is Theresia DeVrum, who's really responsible for all of that. So please, everyone, welcome Theresia DeVrum. Thank you so much for coming. And buy some books later.
Thanks. So I just wanted to say, Quentin mentioned all the wonderful people that make Beyond Baroque happen, and Quentin's one of them that is so important. This is a miracle place, and I'm so glad to be involved with you and your generosity and your extraordinary ability to build a community around artists and poets and so forth. I am a medievalist sometimes. The 12th century wonderful mystic Bernard of Clairvaux, who happens to have been a priest, said, labore est orare, to work is to pray. And I'm not giving you the religious version of that, but this idea that when you do something that's good, that's well done, it's a form of prayer. It brings truth and beauty and experience to other people. And I would not have this press if it wasn't for my dear friends, Gail Wronksy and Chuck Rosenthal, who strong-armed me, like literally made me do it. And since August, when we published our first book, which was Chuck's, which is actually set in this beautiful setting of Beyond Baroque. We've published 5 books and we have 6 more going. So we're really happy to do that. And, I love being part of this community. The great poet Yeats, William Butler Yeats, said in a wonderful poem called The Circus Animal's Desertion, I must lie down Sorry, I must begin where all ladders start, in the foul rag and bone shop of the heart. And I think that's what you and everyone in this room does. We start perhaps in suffering, perhaps in ordeals, perhaps in anything else, and we make a ladder. And that's what all of you have done in a very different way, even if you're not artists and poets and so forth, but you've done it. And I know a lot of you very well that have done it. And the last thing I want to say is a personal anecdote. So when my child, who's here tonight, was 3 years old, my husband, and his oldest son, my husband's oldest son, had the same experience, I think, taught him chess. And, you don't really 3-year-old. So he lost at chess year after year after year. And I, as a mother, you say, could you let him win just once? And he said, that's an insult to his intelligence. And years later, he picked up the phone and called me from his high school, which he never did. I thought he was run over by a bus, and said, I beat Dad, click. And I think that's really the other thing that we have to learn for our students, for our friends, for the system that we live in. It takes a lot of work. And you don't insult the mind, and you don't insult the children, and then we learn to play. My husband taught my son how to play, and he became an award-winning video game designer, and my son later taught me how to play. And I think finally what we do is play. And that's what artists do, what poets do. We used to call actors players, right? We used to call people playwrights. And I think the beauty of what you do is, in ways praying, in ways making the ladder out of suffering, and also to play. So thank you very much.
There you go.
Sorry, I had another cue I forgot because they're more proficient. So you can buy a hard copy of Gail and Gronk's book or a hard copy of Chuck's beautiful book, but there's a lot of soft copies out there for sale. And in the end, we are all paperback writers.
Paperback writer. Yes, sir, all matter, will you read my book? It took me years to write, will you take a look? It's based on a novel by a man named Lear, and I need a job, so I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's a dirty story about a dirty man, and his clinging wife doesn't understand. His son is working at the Daily Mail. It's a steady job, but he wants to be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's 1,000 pages, give or take a few, and I'll be writing more in a week or two. You can make it longer if you like the style. I can change it around, and I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. If you really like it, you can have the right. It could make $1 million for you overnight. If you must return it, you can send it here. And I need a break, and I want to be a paperback writer. 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 Thank you.
Karen, I think that's your cue.
Hello, hello. Now, how's everybody? Thank you so much for coming. I have so many thanks. I have a huge thank you list. Beyond Baroque, I love this place. I started coming here right after I moved to Los Angeles. It was about over a decade ago. And it's so wonderful to have a literary community. It's wonderful to have a community, but a literary community with its particular language. And there's always somebody who understands. So I want to thank Quentin and Jimmy and Yvonne and Genesis. And when I started working, I was on the board here for 7 years. And then I started working here in the bookstore with my good friend Johanna Drucker. And for years, we labored in the archive, and there are stories too ghastly to tell about what we found in the archive, mostly vermin. But other than that, it had a happy ending. And going through the archive, you get an idea of what's actually been going on here for the last 57 years. And just the innovation and in the programming and the embrace of every kind of writer, and writers well known and not well known have passed through here, and it's such an honor to be here and to count myself one of the Beyond Baroque writers. So happy about that. And of course, equally, I have to thank Teresia. And yes. So last year, she published Chuck Rosenthal. She published David St. John, Sarah McClay. And then I know one of the authors she's going to be publishing later in the year is in the audience, Mariano Zaro. So again, it's this idea of community. You need your peeps, and this is a good place to find them. These poems I'm going to read, they're basically set in a place, a real place, or they begin that way. And then I quickly disabuse you of the notion that it's a real place, and it becomes a place, not a geographic place, not a geographic location, but it becomes more like a geography of the psyche or the spirit. And so I hope you'll follow their journey. There's very little in the way of arrival. I will just give you a heads up on that one. The first one is called Stunned Awake. Not having the book, not remembering what it said. Stunned awake into sheets like tissue wrapping of the old dress dank from years saving. Dusty, gritty, cement floor, little windowless room, who knew what children could get up to? Crack of sunlight, outside stairs leading down to it. Push open the door, whatever took place, still lingering. Don't you feel this way about certain spaces? You would not know what to say to who you once were. A life that could have resembled anyone's, where your body led you, too young to have imagined anything, rearing like a car alarm, a sweeping fire, over dry grass where you live now. Oh, thank you, but there's going to be a lot of poems, so patience. Starting with a casual question. Lying side by side on a July night, it started with a casual question asked politely. He had an iPad ready for the evening's word game. Look, he said, only one day. I am not certified a genius. Did you get work done today? She said she was in that empty place of work completed, could not face one more beginning. Thought she tried too hard, spoke of missteps, sidesteps, and distractions, her voice in neutral gear. She wanted to be clear she was not asking to command in other ways. She droned on. They lay still, two figures on a tomb. Not the sly Etruscans, pleasure implied in posed proximity, or supine Gothic bodies, testament to duty and position. Naked, unsunned, plump selves, heat bloom beneath the soothing diligence of a ceiling fan. He said he read her. She said no, he didn't. He said he did. She said nothing. She did not know whether or how much she cared. Their life together was one of skin. In recent dreams, he said, he held the body of his dead friend. She lay an arm across him. What did you feel when you woke up? She turned to the side to see his face. He did not wear a mask of knowing. She made a basket of her arms. The shift of lamplight on the hardwood floor of ill-matched grain, a moire pattern in taffeta. Outside that sound cars make, an amplified, insistent gear, a kind of gathering, almost a shudder. Then the dissipate, a fetish, motorbike, compelled to speak. So the poem becomes a kind of intimate space, not an actual location, but an intimate space. But it's a place that doesn't exist and can't exist. And at best, think of it as a threshold space. Composition. The voice of a single, unidentifiable bird cracking dark. An electric kettle flicked on as first step toward coffee. Red plum from the fridge, a small cold body in the mouth. In still on porch light, paving stones gleam sepia. A car gone that visited the old man, his swaddled news on the grass. Drenched him of the long cotton robe, heavy from wet. The paper laying on the porch, a cat standing on the walk. 3 a.m.'s endless itemizing, heart and red numbers banging change. A dream city's mute DeCurico porticos, naked prowling against a cold window's breath. Where was the old cat? Its death would not surprise. I guess one of the things you never have a rival in these poems, or I never had a rival in them, was because I always felt like I was a different person from the time I started the poem. You know, I found the opening of the poem. This is particularly true of this poem, which is called Maternity, which was a while ago. Thank you very much. Said to me once, this is something somebody actually said to me, if you can imagine, said to me once, you are a calm pond, me. Don't laugh, Gail. But I was pregnant then, imploded, soon to be exploded. Said to me once, you live in a room of your own making. In desert glare on lame legs, shaky pins, halt gates, spavin stumble, wing wobble the left behind. Cool dark of still standing ruins mirrored on sand. columns with no arches, temples with no roofs, plinths with no bust, a life in quotes, whizzy hologram, like classical statues of women meant to represent cities, nipples pinked with tinted wax, like the MGM Tara, a facade, no room inside, a desert sky at the war's end, holding rain, the promised green shoots. So, there are a lot of, for reasons I don't know why, except that's what's around when I'm writing. There's a lot of birds in my poems, and I suppose you can think of them as omens, but maybe not. Basically, where I live, well, probably if you live in Los Angeles, you know all the power lines are weighted down by crows. So, but one week we had hawks. It was kind of awful. Raptors. August sun beat a rose bush into mosaic. In green glass trees, hidden bodies. The hawk whistling woke her. It must want food. Why wouldn't it stop the shrill of its saying? In the dream, a woman became her, applying and reapplying red lipstick, as if the mouth not part of the face, how it kissed, what it said. Lipstick could make that mouth again. Saying she didn't love him. Petting the one truly loved like a dog or a child, though what was truly or loved? Someone pushing through room after room, the voice that took on muted colors of weather. A woman's laughter like a gull's velvet mezzo. The thump on the porch made her run to see what was left. A gray feathered wing, white asterisk of a spine, headless but taloned. It must be picked up, could not be walked around. In colluding leaves, feathered bodies, compact as ordnance, white spatter from the trees. Calls like infants crying, breast quickening. Initial surprise at finding the wound. Dark triangles flattened against dusk violet, 4 pines at the end of a pool where a digital timer tongued red neon over bright blue water. Air slips around the skin bark of Mexican fan palms near the Pacific, this name for water denying anger or rage. Like grabbing the back of a neck, like rumpling a cat's fur to lift it. Words lain aside, enter the house but don't find them. No oiled lock slides into place. A long white hallway, desk hollow as a thumped watermelon or skull. Ragged scraps of red felt, a haystack of a mattress. Bodies vinegar fume, lights furious slap, the turning, tasting, oh quite sexual. Then gone, picked on scab. Like large birds who fear hawks and carrion, they everyday leave. You know, Allen Ginsberg read here once, among many other people. But I say that because I found this kind of great quote from him. He said, the time that you're born in is a particular violation that you never quite recover from. So here we are, huh? So there are these little violations in the poems, I guess. The news. A German shepherd bark blunting daylight, a mewling skinny, let me read this again. A German shepherd bark blunting daylight, a mewling skinny glare solders fast leaves, A woman running, a hooded guy on bright red city rent-a-bike, circular swinging of a yard-long lanyard, someone who loses her keys. A pendulum weight at the end of an arm, a box lid, the days hammer down. What to make of the crow-sagged power line, a hand clap explodes, July startled dishwater air, the question of crossfire. Come, come, said to the cat, helplessly upended. Open your eyes for the clear drops. Pinch the skin, put in the needle. How the leaves clang. Did they see the news? Rain bringing down charred naked hills. Summer fire, wiping out communities whose wealth no protection. Eek, eek, from nested brown clots in the leaves. So, you like... September 1, trees already shedding like snow that never falls here. Once when the cold up to my shins, air gray with ice, cardboard and plywood in the car trunk for when the wheels spun. Here, heat laps at the body, palm fronds pierce small coins of ficus. A plane growls through a gray felt marine layer, a leaf blower responds gutturally. A woman holds out a sandwich. A man's clothes look slept in. Noon ices gray sage in desert yards, iced a new use that lacks luster. The man talking to the air, then the nodding and sparring, then the snarling. A Tai Chi class moves minnow-like over what was Tonga land. From vine beds, demotic shadows streak slidewalks. Outside, glass cafe walls, the word basura on a bin, the hand moves in and out of. Night's neon splashed fish in dull water. So, how are we doing? Okay. That's the correct response. Trying to think. Dog. This is for Holiday. It's her particular favorite. I don't think she has a dog. Okay. A very vicious cat. The old cottonwood forks from the high-walled yard where the dog with a white ball in his teeth chews tirelessly, loving the squeak. When he drops it, backs away, I know to pick it up. It has been hard for him to teach me. I do not particularly like touching a ball soaked and clotted by a slick tongue, or to throw it, not having what is called an arm, not even able to reach the wall. Only seconds in the ball again in his mouth, making that noise like car tires screeching. The cry of the damned. If the damned were plastic, he flops to the grass, the squeaking something alive in his teeth. Okay. Three more. Big stone. Thunder's undertone miles overhead. In the quiet of a falling barometer, I feel you. The day's cotton scarf with its blue roses. Night's blue dye, throat's bounty, a washcloth lifts. The shower's slick, wet white curtain clinging. We dried ourselves to Dove's minor key, hoo-hooing. That plain room held in my arms like swaddle. Each day's big stone I lay down. The book shut tight, the newsprint scrap saves the place we left off. The way ahead, a penciled line between two countries. Words underfoot, you said pick them up, I said no. Like a dream, the do this, do that. At river's edge, sun changed cars to brass. The body, the distance traveled. Morning spills from the bulk of a small house. It's quite our unyoked to must. the shaggy elms raining green benediction, the arbutus with its red fruit, a bare-trunked palm spreading crest, dear to the mother of the gods, dim room's few mysteries of light, the leaded body and stunned mind remembering fire, like waking to a front door standing open, the panicked survey, what's askew? No, the still gaping purse, the small box with its small adornments, yet closed tight. It was daylight when you came in, turning on then off the porch light. It must have been the wind, so strong anyone could have. The wanting back when you could not speak enough from the bruised body, the ready underworld and its glimpse of anthracite. Like bats, the names of things cling irretrievably. Time to go. Your dirty clothes. Your smooth skirt. Did you look okay? Your shirt that bore no wrinkle of caring. And my dears, this is the last one. And to all of you. And here's a motto for us all. Almost everything happens at the threshold. Each stem barely holds up its head of bunched florets, crisp pink green to bronze, without metal's weight. Relics of a gone city whose language undecoded. Last night, the rain with no warning. Today, trucks weekly stop, go, stop, lifting curbside bins pregnant with stems, limbs, and cuttings. Great pinchers roughly upend and shake into a truck small. Reliable these visits, lacking rain's temperament. Like other visits, you quit expecting, then had to ask, what to do, where to go, what will you eat? Thank you.
You want to check for it? Or do you want me to? Oh. Yeah. Okay. First systems, right? Hello, everybody. Yeah. It's a Leonard Cohen song for you. The sisters of mercy, they are not departed or gone. They were waiting for me when I thought that I just can't go on. And they brought me their comfort, and later they brought me this song. To them, you've been traveling so long. Yes, you must leave everything that you cannot control. It begins with your family, but soon it comes round to your soul. Well, I've been where you're hanging, and I think I can see how you're pinned. When you're not feeling holy, your loneliness says that you've sinned. They lay down beside me, I made my confessions to them. They touched both my eyes, and I touched the dew on their head. If your life is a leaf that the seasons tear off and condemn, to them soon. Don't turn on the lights, you can read their address. And you won't make me jealous if I hear that they've sweetened your night. We weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. We weren't lovers like that, and besides, it would still be alright. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Logan's got a song. He's not sure if he should sing, but I really think he should. What do you all think? Okay.
Hello. Here's a song. And it's about kind of the how tempting it is to believe crazy things. And I've been thinking a lot about, the world, and this is about the world and my own little dream, and about starting a doomsday cult. It's called Follow Me. This is something completely different kind of moment. A private little place on a quiet little lake, lovelier than any color photograph could capture, a place to hunker down in a bunker underground and wait in joyful hope for the impending rapture, to hear the wind blow through the trees and start a little family, my wife and all her sister wives and me. Peaches in a can and living off the land. Well, if we ration wisely, we can make it through till Christmas. And over in the dell, out yonder by the well, the bones of all the infidels will show 'em we mean business. A helping hand for every task, a smile through every gas mask. Oh, tell me now, is that so much to ask? Follow me, if you're yearning to be free. When the world is cruel to you, just follow me. La, 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 da, 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 da. So tell me, where's the harm in living on a farm with automatic arms for when the feds decide to raid us? And who are you to say that's no way to behave? We're just the way our grand galactic overlords have made us. And when the day of judgment comes, with all our earthly trials done, we'll shed our bodies one by one and fly home through a portal in the sun. Follow me, free. If you're yearning to be free when the world don't care for you, oh honey, you can follow me, oh follow me, follow me. Lord, how lonely life can be, but when the world is cruel to you, just follow me. Da, 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 da. Thank you very much.
Logan Metz, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to sing one more song, and then
Turn things back over to the poetry, the real poetry.
Gail and Gronk are going to get up here.
Gail and
and
Gronk. Yes, exactly.
So stick around.
Who's doing F?
Sure.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had myself a seat or two on a dirty street or two. I've led my weary feet into some situations hopelesser than this one. I've been drugged out of bars before, drugged out of my stars before. A couple 100 times or more I woke to find my memories gone missing. I crossed my heart and hoped to die as much as any man, but I ain't never felt so lonesome as today. La-da-dee-da-day. I dropped my last remaining quarter in the last remaining payphone in L.A. Well, thrown off of a city bus, I thought about the two of us and carved your name into the crust that grows upon the sidewalks of this town. Well, how I wish you could have heard the things I planned to say to her and all those pretty sorry words I probably should have somewhere written down. But I closed my eyes and prayed to heaven, help my fingers find those 7 digits that I drunk out of my brain. La-da-dee-da-dee. I dropped my last remaining quarter in the last remaining payphone in L.A. Lincoln Mendell on the keys. Well, I've had myself a seat or two on a dirty street or two. I've led my weary feet into some situations desperater than this one. I've been drugged out of bars before, drugged out of my stars before. A couple 100 times or more I woke to find my memories gone missing. But the night I dropped my last remaining quarter in the last remaining payphone in the last remaining city on this earth I'd care to be. La-da-dee-da-dee. I knew there's nothing quite as lonesome as the last remaining payphone in the city of L.A. except for me. Thank you very much.
Now we have Gail and Gronk. Please join us.
Explain what is happening here.
Okay, so I want to say something first, though.
Okay.
I want to say thank you to all of you for coming, and I want to say thank you to Beyond Baroque, which is, I mean, Karen's absolutely right about it. It is a literary community, and I've always felt at home here. And I thank them for that. And I want to thank Quentin and Jimmy and Yvonne and Genesis for doing such a great job with this place. So here's the book, Born in a Barn on Venus. Okay. Were you? No. And I'm going to read some poems. The book is, yeah, right? Yes. The book has artwork by Gronk, and I wrote poems to his artwork. And so these poems are ekphrastic poems, and they're pretty short. So Gronk said to read them really slowly so he has time to draw. Because he'll draw, and we'll have some slides of the artwork, and Gronk will draw. And then if you're lucky, he'll rip the drawing off and wad it up and throw it into the audience.
So if you want Keith, just raise your hand. I can actually rehearse before. So this started off as a prayer, then it ended in a play. So those ideas. And what I usually do is I crumple it up, just like many writers of yore would couple up their paper off the typewriter, throw it into the trash, and go on with the next stuff. So what I'm going to do. So this time I'm using a marker. The last time I used pastels, and they were really dirty. So we'll see what happens with this.
All right. Okay. The first poem is called A Life Worth Living. And yeah, and this isn't like Karen's poetry, which is really good. A life worth living is one like this, where the red flower I bend to smell. There should be a slide up here. Yvonne. Okay. Okay. A life worth living is one like this, where the red flower I bend to smell not only flashes upon my inward eye like Wordsworth's daffodils, it actually takes root in my body, pushing long red petals like tongues out of my shoulders. And the tongues are singing. They're singing a song about a man like me who sprouted petals, about the bliss of his solitude, about how now that I have tongue-like petals growing out of my shoulders, I can watch the sand castle of my academic career crumble soundlessly around me. Oh, yes.
It takes a lot of talent to do that, too, you know?
This poem is called I Like Lying Down. Where is it? Oh, okay. Okay, and this is, the first line of this poem is I am horizontal, and it refers to a Sylvia Plath poem, I am vertical, but I would rather be horizontal. So I like lying down. Oops. Should I wait? Yeah, right? Got a lot of time to draw there. Okay, there it is. I am horizontal. I would rather be horizontal. While the rest of you wrestle big heads down dirt roads, I float in front of you. While the rest of you see yourselves on billboards, I am weightless, writing poems that always fail to conceal my lack of verticality. I sleep in an overturned phone booth possessed by the spirit of a fallen tree. You might see me in your picture window. You will never see me in your doorway, except during National Poetry Month, when every year I stand upright and shudder forth a few new leaves. Thank you.
Did you ever see Tom Hatton? Popeye show? Where he would do a squiggle and all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
That was my art teacher. At the beginning, so that's why it's easy for me to do that.
All karma is bad karma. I'm the formally dressed black figure on the left side of a small canvas. Beside me are 3 tall pillars, maybe cypress trees. I believe they represent infinity. If you look at me long enough, you will become karmaless like me, as if you'd gone swimming in the Ganges, like I did. And yes, I know about all the places you never want to go but feel you should. They're inside you. I found God's contact lens. He did the drawing. And God, ungrateful, spoke, saying, "It's not enough, poet, this dragging your fingers through souls, arranging your losses like so many balls of green lint, urging the whole world to love itself." I said, "What's the truth? What if we're all just accidental beings here living until we die?" "No death, no life," said God, closing their enormous eye, erasing as they did it the entirety of the morning. Let us pray.
So the best thing to do is go to IKEA and buy a cheap frame.
Maybe I should write a poem called "I'll Never Get Over You." I wish I understood how ephemeral life is for you when I'm not around. Like after you deposited me and all of my poems on the sidewalk in front of a pawn shop. Or like after you buried me and my poems under 2 miles of glacial ice in the middle of the Antarctic Ocean. I'm trying to find out who I am when you're not here, you said, eating a pear. Now, all of a sudden, I'm kind of into fruit. And Chuck says I never write love poems to him. Okay, what happens when you try to explain something? Your head gets swallowed chin first by a large cod. Your skin turns green. A black flame breaks out of the fish's mouth and twists like a corkscrew above you before turning into one of those tropical ghost fish and swimming off into the air. It wants to eat everyone who isn't listening to you. In other words, everyone but me.
Oh, right
You're not gonna do it.
I've got the easy job.
Yeah.
Anyone that has to do the reading.
Okay. Extraterrestrials among us. Until now, you've known me only as a lilting voice speaking to you from a faraway call center. Now here I am, waving my black eyes right at you. I've come to tell you that everything you've been waiting for, like visitors from other planets to make themselves visible, is already happening. I mean, look at me. Did you know that on a subatomic level, everything is coming into and going out of existence all the time? My people have gone into and come out of existence since the beginning of what you call time. Okay. My work ethic has gone all to hell. Maybe it's because a large succulent has attached itself to my face. My right eye is crucified by it. These things happen to me. So please don't try to show me the tall gray trees, the fields of sadness in bloom, or the great herds of grief, or birds as they startle. I can't do anything about any of it today. I'm tangled up in a ravenous aloe.
The aloe.
And there's the aloe.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Okay, here's a slightly more serious one. And I stole the idea from Wallace Stevens. The palm at the end of your mind is one of his images. This is called the moon at the end of your mind. At the end of your mind, a half-faced moon pours itself into blue waters. I'll be swimming in them as you go about your day making lattes or binging on Netflix. Jump in and join me. You'll be fine. The moon isn't anything to be afraid of. It's just a moon of the imagination hovering above the exclusive blue waters at the end of your mind. One weird day. That's our cover art. Yeah. Around the house, inanimate objects started to breathe and procreate. I kid you not. Then 3 disembodied hands appeared, jerking and fumbling like wounded pigeons around my face. The person I live with had less than enlightening things to say about all of it. Only, you're ruining my life with your imagination. I wanted to scream, so I did. Okay, move on. Waking up. I hate waking up in the morning having given birth to an egg the size of a small VW. Don't you? I grope and sniff, lost already somewhere in the blinding noises of the day. I call and no one answers. It's been a long time since even the wind wrapped me up in obsessive caresses. I wouldn't know what to do if it did. Reader, you think this poem will end with me returning to my bedroom, which glows like the inside of a lemon and is carpeted in tiny golden feathers. It does. Yay, Beth. Oh, an abandoned sculpture garden. Somewhere outside the Sunland Tujunga area, we were picnicking in a patch of ruined statues. The broken column we placed ourselves behind was ionic. A thin Egyptian cat effigy stood on the head of a carved marble warrior beside us, exhaling a gust of ancient yellow incense that raced across the sky as if it were a hunted canary. It's where I go on all my first dates. But this time, the guy I was with just sat there giving me an evil side eye. You failed the test, I said to him. You have no appetite for miracles. He was like, fuck it, I'm out of here. Adding before he left, no wonder your therapist killed himself before you did. Which was true, but ouch. The play I'm in sucks. It's as dark as King Lear, but not as wordy. I play, quote, an unimportant character in a play with no audience. C'est moi. I do a lot of standing, holding unreadable signs. For the climax, the lead, a handsome poet, says the bones I buried beneath my bedroom window sing all night. And I deliver my only line. Everyone's dead, Adrian, but me.
So my dealer is not here in the audience, right? Just kidding.
You'll be charged on your way. When I'm working on a poem, my courage shrinks down until it's the size of a comma, each word plunging me into an abyss. Last Tuesday, just for fun, I drew your face on the horizon, right where the sun was sinking, then lifted my pencil to the sky. Only those who believe that pencils are alive can drown like I do daily in graphite. In addition to that, my spinal column sings a black and granular song and is erasable. Born in a Barn on Venus. It's the title poem, but not the title artwork. Born in a barn on Venus. Were you really? Do placemats there always resemble your brain? Everywhere I look, the tangled roots and ruins of my life, the coiled straw of the ages. Wherever you travel, you will always end up at this table. Okay, I've got one more poem to read, and I know, but buy the book. Yeah,
I'm
buy the
running
book.
out of paper too. so
Oh,
it's
okay, okay, good. But before I read the poem, I just want to say, Karen, that was an amazing reading. It was really great. Yeah. And Logan and Lincoln are so fabulous. And yeah, I've known them for many years. In fact, Lincoln went to elementary school with my daughter, who's now started taking hormones, I think, so she might become my son. I don't know. I'm okay with it. Okay. Writing poems. That's it. Even with God's gigantic spoon, it takes forever to stir a thing as big as the universe into anything coherent. In the meantime, we're all just meshes of spinning molecules. Sometimes, trying to write poems, we hover, naked, suspended between a green sea monster's open, toothy maw and the shadow of our immortality, which looks just like us, but wears the color of rust or dried blood. I'd feel better about this situation, reader, if you'd write encouraging words in the margins of poems I haven't written yet. Yay, you, for example. Or, this makes me want to roll up the stained carpeting of my life and start all over again. Thank you. Okay, I think there is going to be one more song, and it's a request from Gronk. He doesn't know he requested it, but
I just want to say that was incredible. Thank you so much, Gail and Gronk. Karen, also one more time for Karen. This is what a great night to be a part of. And thank you, Teresia, so much for having us.
First and second.
What education and music and art has ever done for anybody.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Trace. We're gonna do some fun ones, just a little medley, culminating in what I believe is Gronk's favorite song, which is very. You'll know when it happens, I think. Very emotional tune. But we're gonna start with this one. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, think I'm gonna cry. Bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello loneliness, feel like I could die. Bye my love, goodbye. I'm through with romance, I'm through with stars above. And there's a reason that I'm so free. My loving baby is through with me. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, think I'm gonna cry. Oh bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, feel like I could die. Bye bye love, bye. There goes my baby with someone new. She sure looks happy, I sure am blue. Well, she was my baby till he stepped in. Goodbye to romance, that might have been. Oh, bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, think I'm gonna cry. Oh, bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, feel like I could die. Bye my love, goodbye. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, think I'm gonna cry. Oh, bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, feel like I could die. Bye my love, goodbye. Bye my love, goodbye. Bye my love. Came in through the bathroom window, protected by a silver spoon. She sucks her thumb and wanders by the banks of her own lagoon. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? Sunday's on the phone to Monday, Tuesday's on the phone to me. Oh yeah, she said she's always been a dancer, working 15 clubs a day. Oh, she thought I knew the answer, thought I knew what I could not say. And so I quit the police department. I got myself a steady job. Though she tried her best to help me, she could steal, but she could not rob. Didn't anybody tell her? Didn't anybody see? Sunday's on the phone to Monday, Tuesday's on the phone to me. Oh yeah. This is Gronk's favorite song. Wild thing, you make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Wild thing. Wild thing, I think I love you. I wanna know for sure. So come on, hold me tight. I love you. Wow. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Come on, wild thing. Hey, wild thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's it, folks. Let's buy some books, hang out, have a good time. Thanks so much.